George Birge.
The great Jorge Birge is here. Yes.
You always make me feel so good when I come hang out with you guys, Bobby. That's
What's
why I
up,
love you,
buddy. Hey, I'm going to play a couple of George's big songs here. So, Mind on You is first number one. And the song now that's fighting for number one this week is called It Won't Be Long. Tell me about writing that song, It Won't Be Long. Because that's a good one. First time I heard it, I was like, man, I've heard it 10 million times now, so now it's just like white noise. But the first couple times I heard it, I was like, man, it makes me emotional. Tell me about the song.
I always get nervous when I send you songs because I know you're going to be honest, and that's why I like you, is because we're actually friends. And this is as I was kind of starting to grow as an artist. This was my third single to radio. I'd had my first two hits that had changed my life and kind of opened some doors for me. And I felt like with the third song, I just wanted to like be a little bit more open as a songwriter, tell a little bit more of my story, and dig a little bit deeper. And so that was this swing for me. And it was one of the coolest songs that I've ever been a part of writing, just because every line of the song is true, from being nervous to ask Kara, my wife, on a first date, to taking a starter house to the studs, to us going to T-ball games and watching our kids play these days. It's all like real life stories, which it makes it fun to sing. And I think because we drilled down so deep on all of those pictures, other people have been kind of connecting with it in their own lives. And that's probably made the song the most special for me, is to hear people kind of plugging their own memories into it. But what I didn't think about was, because it is such like a real and raw song for me, is like the first month that I played it, I got choked up every time I played it. And now I've played it enough where I'm fine, but like the first month I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do this for the rest of my life.
Is it weird going into a room, writing with other people, and you're being really, really personal? Does it feel like, oh man, I'm kind of pouring my guts out to folks, and I don't really know them that well?
100%. Yeah. And it's something that takes some getting used to too, because like you said, that was my first time. Tranny Anderson is a writer on that song with me. She's an amazing songwriter. And it was literally the first time I'd ever been in the writing room with Tranny. And so we had started this song, and it was great, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And then we just kind of started talking about life, which is a great way to kind of pause in the writer's room if you feel like things aren't going the exact direction you want. And so we just started talking about life. And she's an incredible piano player, and she started playing piano and just kind of had this way of kind of putting me at ease. And it was when we started like telling those stories and getting to know each other a little bit that the song fell out. But it takes a second to like get vulnerable enough to tell the stories that people want to hear. And something that I've learned kind of as I've started to grow as an artist and as a songwriter is the more that you feel like uncomfortable sharing a lyric, or more nervous that a lyric makes you, a lot of times the more it resonates with other people, because it is real and it is raw and it's real life, which is country music.
I always admire a lot of the real honesty. Your song, Erectile Dysfunction, I don't know how you do it.
It's a jam, dude.
I listen to that song nonstop, and I'm
good.
always like, George Birge had the bravery,
Tell me
the
about
courage to write about that.
The sequel, Little Blue Pill, is actually
Yes,
it's the next
that's
single.
that's parentheses. Erectile dysfunction, parentheses, Little Blue Pill. You talk about house from studs. On your Instagram, you're building a house, basically.
Yes.
How much are you actually doing?
0.
Oh.
Yeah.
The pictures make it look like you're in the mix.
I know. The beauty of social media. No, I would say my extent in this was finding a lot that I really liked and signing the checks when the bills come in. My wife has been like an incredible designer. She picked a floor plan. She's been working with the builder to make it like a comfortable spot for us and the kids that we want to go hang out. But our whole deal with this is I grew up by the water down in Texas. The lake is kind of like my retreat, where I turn off from the world. And when we're out playing just concerts and we're out in big cities with tons of people all the time, it is what I've always dreamed of. But when I get home, we wanted this place to kind of like turn off a little bit. So I wish I could say I was Paul Bunyan out there cutting the trees down and building it with my bare hands. But,
Somebody's got to play music, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it weird that you get to pay for a new cool house because you've been playing music and it's finally caught on?
It is the weirdest thing in the entire world, and I still don't totally believe it. To be able to say that, I have a lake house is I still feel awkward saying that, just because it's not something that I ever thought that I would have. But it also makes me super proud to talk about with my wife, because we dreamed about that forever, and she's been coming to see me play shows since it was 2 people at the Mellow Mushroom on the drag at UT. So
you used to play at a pizza place?
I used to play at a pizza place at open mic too. It wasn't even like they invited me to go. I was there waiting to
You're just like casually eating your pizza and you're like, all right.
You guys mind if I hop up real quick and play a couple songs?
I wish it wasn't, but it was literally that. Yeah.
What is it like playing at a pizza place?
The worst?
Because you're fighting for attention.
Yeah. I mean, it's a platform, it's a microphone, it's an opportunity to sing in front of an audience, but nobody is there to hear your music on purpose. How about that? Like they're going to be around, and maybe if you do a great job, you can learn how to entertain people. But yeah, I think that getting started in music in any form or fashion is tough, man, because nobody is going to like give you the benefit of the doubt or is going to say that like, hey, you know, you're a star in the making. You kind of have to go earn it. And a lot of times like people are not going to listen. And, you know, it kind of toughens you up a little bit, and you have to really want it. And I think that that's why we take so much pride in is we have finally turned that corner where, you know, we're showing up and people are buying tickets, and we've got sold out shows now. And, you know, I looked the other day and Kara had like a little tear in her eye side stage because, you know, we're not used to this, the people showing up like that. So it's starting to get really fun, and it's opened a lot of really cool doors for us.
I feel like your wife, and I think a lot of wives, especially yours, because I know you guys have sacrificed a lot, because for a long time you're just grinding, trying to stay even while you got kids, while she's like managing the kids in the house and just making sure that everything is together while you're on the road just trying to get a shot at it, right?
Yeah, it's something that I wish I could just shout from the rooftops, and I do try to do that on my social media too, but like I owe her so much because she blindly believed in me the entire time. And you know, like you said, when you're starting, it's literally $0. Like you're going out and losing money to play shows. And we were trying to start a family. We had moved to a new city where she had quit her job in Austin, Texas, and moved with me to Nashville on a whim of like trying to chase this dream. You know, and she's got her real estate career that she was crushing at the time. And, you know, I'm in here bringing nothing to the table. And she still bet on me and like didn't let me quit even when I wanted to. And so like I could not be prouder to get to celebrate this with her, and I do my best to try to spoil her because of it too.
Did you ever have a moment where you're like, this may not be it, and she was like, no, you got to keep going?
Like every night, yeah,
for a while,
pretty much every night, yeah. I don't know, man. It's even when things are going good, this industry can just hit you like a freight train sometimes, and you have to have that. No matter how high or how low you get, you have to have your reason why. And for me, that's like my family and my friends. And I've tried not to stray too far from that. And I do try to like let myself celebrate every now and then. But like as long as you've got that core of like, hey, if this all goes away tomorrow, which eventually one day it is all going to go away for everybody. But as long as you have your reason that you're there, like it makes the highs and lows a little bit easier.
Let's talk about another artist, Luke Bryan. You went out on tour with Luke Bryan. Pretty cool guy, huh?
One of the best guys I've ever met, which I have to give you some props on. When I got the tour, you being one of my super close friends, I texted you. I was like, dude, you're not going to believe this. I got the Luke Bryan tour. And the first day I met Luke Bryan, he was like, hey, man, Bobby Bones sent me a text message, said you're a pretty cool guy. So, and that like opened it up for me. He started inviting me up on the bus after shows. He brought me on stage to sing with him. And all of a sudden he was like a big brother to me. And you want to talk about a guy that just like loves on his people. There's not one person in his entire 100-something person crew that had one bad thing to say about Luke Bryan. They all just love him, and he treats everybody. One thing I learned from him, when we go out and open for people bigger than us, I always try to like take in like, why is this guy a superstar? How did he get here? And one thing I noticed about Luke is like, no matter how big or small you are, he never walks past somebody without acknowledging them. Even if it's a person cleaning the toilets or whoever it is, you know, hey, how are you? I'm glad you're here. How's your day going? And that's just how he treats everybody, and he brings this energy to the room. And it was something that I really admired and really have tried to like put into place in what I do too. But just, you know, also getting to see somebody go out there and play for 90 minutes and still not be able to play all of his number ones because he has so many hits. It was wild to kind of just get to be in the presence of that and learn from him. And yeah, he's a great guy.
So you announced earlier this week that you got Luke to be on your next song. The song's not out yet. So you put a little bit on the internet, and the song's called Ride, Ride, Ride. When you ask Luke Bryan to be on a song, what happens? How do you do that?
It was the most surreal experience of my life. So already I'm just kind of pinching myself that I'm on tour with Luke and that we're starting to be friends. And then kind of as the tour progressed, he would invite me on the bus after shows, and we kind of play guitar and just talk life and advice. And Luke loves to make people squirm. It's like one of his favorite things is just to kind of put you out of his comfort zone. And so we're on the bus one night, and, you know, I feel like I'm just barely getting to call my friend. And he looks at me and goes, Birge, plug your phone in and play me a song I never heard before. And I'm like,
so he wants you to play a song maybe you've written, maybe like
yes,
demo
just a
or
demo
like,
or something on his bus, on his Bluetooth. He's sitting there sipping his wine, and I could feel my heart beating out of my chest. 'Cause I'm like, when am I ever going to get another opportunity like this? And so I had this song. I had an idea that I wanted Luke to feature on it, and I just said, screw it, and I pulled the trigger, and I played it. And he listens for 3 minutes and however many seconds the song is with his eyes closed. And I can't tell if it's going good or what's happening.
He starts rubbing his nipple.
Luke
starts listening, rubbing his nipple.
What does that mean?
I like this one.
I'm uncomfortable.
And when the song is over, he stands up and he smacks the wall and he says, play that MFer again. And so I knew that he was kind of into it. And so the next day I sent him a text message and I was like, hey man, I know this is crazy and I know that it has to make sense in your world, but I couldn't help but think this song would sound incredible if you featured on it. I know it's a long shot, but let me know. And he texted me back like 30 seconds later. He was like, I'm in. Let's do it.
Really?
Which was crazy. And then I didn't hear from him for a month. And I was like, well.
Did he have the song?
He had the song.
Okay.
He had the song. I sent it to him when I asked him, the full song. And I sent him the lyrics. And I didn't hear from him for a month after he said yes. And I kind of in my head was like, well, that's it. You know, he said yes and then forgot about it or whatever. And about a couple days later, I was playing golf with Jordan Davis, who's become a friend too, and I was telling him a story. I was like, man, I'm not sure if, Luke is still into it or if he fell off or whatever. He's like, man, he's like, that's exactly what happened to me with Buy Dirt. He was like, I didn't hear anything from him from a month or two, and then one day I just got the song back with his vocal on it, and it was the best thing I'd ever heard. And I was like, okay, fingers crossed. And sure enough, about 2 weeks later, I get a video from Luke, selfie video in the studio, and it's him, and he's kind of holding the lyric sheet in front of his face, and then he pulls it down and reveals his face, and he goes, this sucker's hard to sing. And he sent it back, and it really wasn't hard to sing. He sounded absolutely amazing on it. So I'm beyond fired up to have him on it.
So we'll get to hear the whole thing in like a week or something, right?
Yes, it is coming out February 5th.
Give us like 1 second of it. No more than 1 second, so one Mississippi. Go.
Okay.
That's enough. Wow, what a song.
That was good.
Wow.
Everybody says it really grabs you off the first note.
Holy crap. I started rubbing my nipple. I heard 1 second of that. Close my eyes. Wow. You had to cancel shows because of the weather. Like the first of your tour. Dude,
man,
that sucks.
I'm not going to lie. That one hurt my feelings a little bit, but you can't control weather. This is our first headline tour, the Cowboy Songs tour, seeing my name on the top of the bill. It's something I dreamed about forever. And then I was all in my head about if we were going to sell tickets. And then the first 3 shows ended up being sold out. And we had a brand new show and a light show and smoke and everything. And I was like, man, this is it. It's all finally coming together. And then 3 days before the tour was supposed to start, the most historic ice and snowstorm ever blew in and canceled all 3 of the shows. So we have pushed it back to April. It's going to be a little bit warmer, and I can't wait to go see everybody, but I'm not going to lie, sitting on my hands here in Nashville waiting for the tour to start has hurt a little bit.
Well, the good news is I saw a headline about your tour being canceled, and the headline made me feel good for you because the headline said, Country Star postpones opening dates of sold out tour. You got listed as Country Star.
Dude, I'm not going to lie.
Nice.
I sent that to my manager, too. I
Yeah.
was like, did you see that? Did you see what they called us?
Yes, sir. Country Star. I've been saying that forever. A Country Star, even before you had songs.
Hey, man, thank you. Put it out there.
George Birge is in studio with us. So tell me about writing cowboy songs.
That was one that was not my idea, but as soon as the idea got pitched in the room, I instantly could visualize it. We were out at a buddy's house. We'd do these songwriter retreats sometimes where we get out of town and spend a couple nights just so that if we get on a song or if we need to take a break or whatever, we can kind of let it come to us. And that's one of my favorite ways to write, just because sometimes when you're doing it office style, it feels like, I got to go home and take care of the kids, or I got to do whatever. And sometimes it's hard to let the creative process really flow like that. And so we were out on a little trip for 3 days, and day 2, my buddy was like, hey man, I've had this title and it's running around in my head, but I can't quite nail it. The idea is She Only Dances to Cowboy Songs. And as soon as he said it, I was like, man, I know exactly what that means. And I just kind of started getting flashes of me being in college, chasing my wife around dive bars in Texas. When, a George Strait song would come on or whatever, you'd see everybody kind of flock to the dance floor. Everybody kind of let their inhibitions to the wind. And it was just like, that was what I kind of pictured. And so I tried to kind of capture those gritty 6th Street nights in Austin, Texas, carefree, fun. She Only Dances to Cowboy Songs. Yeah.
You met your wife at University of Texas?
I did, freshman year.
Wow. You stayed together through college?
We did. Never broke up once. She is an absolute saint, man. Yeah.
What were you doing when you met her? Were you at a frat party or something?
It was a frat party. Absolutely. Yeah. I was dressed as a Smurf. I had a bed sheet put on, like one of those Smurf diapers around me, and my whole body painted blue. And I think I had just enough liquid courage to ask her on a date, and by some miracle, she said yes. And we ended up going to Jack in the Box that night and hanging out together. And then
that wasn't the date.
That wasn't the date. No, that
Okay.
wasn't the date. Amy, Kara would kill me if I said that too. But we ended up hitting it off, and then it was like we couldn't wait to see each other, and we ended up hanging out almost every day after that. Asked her to be my girlfriend. I don't know if people still do that, but I did. I did the official, like, hey, will you be my girlfriend thing? And then the bad part was, I think like 3 months in, I knew I was crazy about her out of the get. She was a cheerleader at Texas. She's the prettiest girl I've ever seen. I was a big dork in high school, and I don't know, college was like a cool new start for me. So I was kind of putting on this like fraternity guy thing, but I wasn't that guy. You know, I'm not that cool. But I about 3 months in, I knew I loved her, and I said it probably too early. I was like, hey, I love you. And she said,
That's how you said it?
She said,
Hey,
she said, thank you.
She said thank you.
Oh, that's terrible.
Hey, man, but we're married with kids now, so I played the long game.
how long until you got it back, though?
I think I got it back like a week later. Yeah, I think, but I knew early for sure. Yeah.
So you have 2 kids.
We do. We 2 little boys, yeah.
Did they just fly growing up? Is that true?
Do they what?
Does it fly by time? When
Oh
they're
my
growing?
gosh. It's a little scary how fast it starts to move. But I will say that this zone that we're in right now, 6 and 9, is the most fun that I've ever had. Their little personalities are starting to come out. They'll come play golf with me. They love music. The lead guitar player from Lady A lives down the street from me, and he's been giving my oldest guitar lessons. Slim, shout out for being an awesome guy. So my oldest is learning how to play guitar and learning country music, and I think that's like the coolest thing for me. I told him, I was like, man, you know, my guitar teacher was drinking beer in the Guitar Center parking lot. Like, you're getting guitar lessons from the lead player of Lady A. You're doing pretty good, buddy. But we're having a blast, and so far they've got a lot of the same interests that I do, which makes it really fun being a dad.
Do your kids want to do music?
They love music. You know, they're so young right now. They've kind of got stars in their eyes with it. But they're also doing great in school. I'm trying to encourage them to do anything else, because it's a tough road, man. It's a tough road.
Probably a different road, though, if your dad
I
has
think
multiple number ones.
I think I could steer them in a better direction than I went. I also could be like the Nashville case study of like how to make the worst decisions possible.
I think that's a lot of Nashville artists.
I've fallen in every bear trap that you could fall in, so I could definitely give them some advice. But it doesn't matter what head start you have in music; it's tough, and I think that's why it is why people are so drawn to it too. Is you can get head starts, but there's no shortcuts. Like at the end of the day, you have to connect with people, and nobody can do that for you. And that was a lesson that I had to learn when I moved to town too. You know, like, hey man, if this guy would post me on my social media, or like, you know, if this guy would take me on tour, or if this guy would do a song with me, you know, then I could be famous. But at the end of the day, it really is like you have to do it for yourself. You have to connect with people. You have to, no matter how small that fan group is, if it's 5 diehard fans that you connect with, you have to start that and build that and turn it into something. And so all that to say, yes, I could point them in the right direction with music, but it's a tough road no matter who's doing it.
Give me some advice about being a dad.
I'm so excited for you, by the way. Bring them everywhere. That was the best advice that I ever got, and it's something that I still try to do, and something that, you know, I feel like our family is so close because of it. So I would say, you know, take your kids wherever you can. I think that it helps them see how you act in social settings. It helps expose them to the world, like the good and the bad. See you win, see you fall on your face sometimes. And it's like, you know, when you live life together, you have stuff to talk about and connect over.
Did you change many diapers?
I did. I'll never forget. My oldest was a super preemie. He was born at 3 pounds.
Wow.
And so it was a little scary. We didn't know if he was gonna make it, and we did about a month and a half in the NICU, and it was a tough time, and he's big bruiser, healthy now. But I remember the first time that I was able to change his diaper. He was a little like bird, and I was scared I was going to break his leg. I had 2 fingers holding his leg up, just dangling, and a 4-pound baby's blowout is still a blowout, man. It's a lot. And then when they got a little more sturdy, it was easy for me. I'd just kind of slap them down and wipe it up and on to the next one. But those first few months changing the preemie diapers were something else.
Eddie acts like baby poop is the absolute worst thing. I was told by others there's not a lot of food in there, so it just is gross because of the association, but it's really not. You tell me.
I'm kind of with Eddie, man. I have a hair trigger gag reflex too, man. And like, you'll see some colors you don't want to see, some smells you don't want to see. The texture is rough. It's I wouldn't recommend it, but it's when it's your own, it's easier, right? Like it's when it's your own blood, it's a little bit easier. So shout out to my sister, my Aunt Katie. She was great about wiping diapers when they weren't even hers. So I love her for that too.
I was doing on the doll. I was practicing. Where you put the fresh diaper underneath the diaper they're wearing, so when you pull it off, if they continue to blow out, it just blows into that diaper and you throw it away as well. Is that what was your style?
Yep, that's what I did. The diaper under the diaper was great, but they also, man, they'll sell you on all kinds of things. The PP tent, put a tent over the top of it. So the PP teepee, that's right. So you don't take a stream to the face or all kinds of things. But I think the diaper under the diaper, that's a tried and true OG method.
I know we've talked about it before, but our audience, a lot of them are new. We talked about you being in a frat, but Glenn Powell was your younger frat brother?
He was a year younger than me.
The actor Glenn Powell, who was Top Gun, what else has he been in?
He's in that.
The one with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Netflix?
yeah. That one.
He's got the Chad Powers thing going.
Powers, that's what I was
11 abs.
Yeah.
Guys get so. Was he super hot?
He was
in college.
I think he was born like that, man. I remember when Glenn joined our fraternity, like watching him walk into a party for the first time and watching
I want that guy as my little
every
brother.
girl like it was like he wasn't even in the movies yet, and you could hear the background music and the slow-mo when he walked into the party. But that also he was like the most humble, cool guy ever. And so like I couldn't be more happy for his success. We text all the time. I just texted him yesterday. And he roots for me, sends me a text every time we have a little success in our world. And we still catch up at Texas football games every now and then. But to see him taking over the world the way that he has makes me so proud, and nobody deserves it more. He's a genuinely great dude worth rooting for.
And both of you guys are hardcore University of Texas.
Yes.
Like you both wear it.
Once you're there, it's kind of in your blood, man.
I was there, but I didn't go to school.
No,
there.
I know, but
it's
you
not
also,
in my blood. I'm an Arkansas guy.
Yeah.
We grow up being like, Texas is bigger than us. We don't like them. The university. I love Austin. It's my favorite city, but it was tough being a Razorback living with burnt orange.
Well, I super commend you too, because you ride or die too with your team. With the Razorbacks, you're
mostly die.
Yes,
mostly
highs
die,
and
but
lows. Like,
there's
no bandwagon in you. My youngest, I'm trying to teach him because we'll watch football together all the time, and whatever team is winning at that current point in the game is who he'll change to rooting for. So I'm like, hey, buddy, you can't. Nobody likes a bandwagon guy. You got to pick and stick with it. So yeah.
You played golf at University of Texas. Did you win a tournament to get on the team?
I did. There was I like to joke that I single-handedly started and ended the walk-on program at Texas. There was a walk-on tournament that they had every year. Whoever wanted to come play could play in it, and it gave you a chance to walk on. But the coach still had to make the decision that you were able to walk on. And so I played it, and I won it. I think I won it by like 6 shots. I played really well, and it gave me an opportunity to play in front of the coach. And then I played 18 holes in front of coach. He rode around in a golf cart watching me play, and I remember being so dang nervous, but I ended up playing okay, and he gave me a bag and a locker and a spot on the team. And then right around the end of my career, I only played 1 year at Texas. Right around the end of my career, they had a senior in high school come for his campus visit, and he was like the prize recruit for Texas, and he was the guy guaranteed to go to the PGA Tour, and he asked me to take him out, so I took him out to a fraternity party. And he got knocked out within the first 15 minutes of being at the party from talking trash.
Like knocked out?
Knocked out, black eye. And I remember...
Black guy or black eye?
Black eye.
Black eyeball. Got it.
Yes,
Got it.
yes.
I didn't know if you were white guy, black guy.
Wait, hold on. Talking trash about what?
When you're... high school, college age, testosterone.
Okay.
It was just, he was running his mouth to somebody. I've never really been a big fighter guy. So, anyways, he showed up to practice the next morning with a black eye as like the prize recruit at Texas. And coach still has never let me live that down. From
it's your fault
recruit.
since
I took him out. Yeah. So I think I was the last walk-on ever at the University of Texas.
I thought it was going to be like, and that guy?
Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
No, I think I ruined his career, actually. Yeah.
Oh, no. The guy with the black eye?
Black eye?
Yeah.
The guy with the black eye?
That's it. That was good.
Yes. Hey, did he ever play there?
He did, and he played well, and he was actually a great kid. Got to know him a little better. But, yeah. I was able to walk on at Texas. I was a bench warmer there, and I did get to know Jordan Spieth. I got to play with Jonathan Vegas, who's on tour now, and kind of full circle moment, the Memorial, which is Jack Nicklaus's tournament in Columbus. I got to play with Jordan Spieth as a celebrity, and he was my pro that I was paired with on the PGA Tour. And so I kind of joked with him. I was like, you never thought you'd see me on the PGA Tour, did you, buddy? So that was pretty cool.
That's fun. I got to play with Jordan a couple times. I lost a bunch of money to him. My favorite thing about playing with Jordan is he took my money.
Yeah, it's
some
pretty cool.
Some of those pros, they'd be like, no. But
Oh,
he
don't worry
beat
about
me,
it. Don't
and then-
worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was like, I'm happy to take your money.
Oh, he's
could
like
put it in his
he's
pocket.
yeah,
Like, thank you.
competitor. Yeah, he'll make you pay him in cash, like end of the round. Like you're not even going to get a drink until the money's in his hand.
Like,
Yeah,
I
he's-
respected that.
yeah,
I respected that
100%.
he took the money. So you're still going, your other shows, February 5th, you're back on. You're good. Weather's good.
Weather's good.
You're going to be in Springfield, Missouri.
Yes,
Then after that, you're going to be in Wichita, Kansas.
we're rolling.
Oklahoma City.
We're rolling,
He's just
rolling.
adding little comments as
Come
we go
on.
through all of it.
Yeah.
GeorgeBirge.com if you want to get tickets, or go over to George's socials. You can find the links to the tickets there. Super excited for you. I hope this song hits #1 again.
Thank you, buddy.
I was with Kenny Chesney, and he was talking about he has so many #2s that are massive songs.
I watched that interview yesterday. First of all, it was awesome,
Thank you.
and it fired me up to see you on Netflix, which is crazy. But also that was inspiring to me to hear. It was No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problem. He said went #2, and I was like, and you think of some of the other ones. Now we're rooting for #1, but wherever it lands, life's good.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd be here in the first place. And before I go, I do have one question to ask you.
We're ready. Here we go.
Eddie, you're involved in this too. So recently, we all took a trip to Chicago to hang out.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Okay.
A little boys' day trip. And I had told y'all, I was like, man, life's kind of crazy. I can't believe it, but like I'm getting recognized like once a day.
Oh my gosh. So I asked him, I said, how often do you get recognized? Because I had been recognized a little bit, even there. And I was like, what about you? How often? He goes, I get it like once a day. And we're like,
Once a day.
We're like,
Come
stop
on.
it. We're like,
So
stop
Amy,
it.
they wore me out
Once
for
a
the rest of the
day.
day. Made me
'Cause
wish I
nobody
never
was saying
said
anything.
it.
We were at the
Made
Cubs.
me wish I never said it,
yeah.
right? And like we're walking past the security guard to go up the Sears Tower, and Eddie's like talking to the security guard. He's asking her, he's like, "Hey, you recognize this guy? Once a day." He was like, it was
She was like, no,
just
don't know.
wearing me out. And we sit down to dinner, and we hadn't sat down to dinner for 30 seconds, and a guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, are you George Birge?" He's like, "I am a huge
Oh, no,
fan."
oh,
He's
no.
like, "So good to see you." And then I look at Bobby, and he
They-
has this stupid smile on his face.
They-
Wait, and what
I
are you
gotta
gonna
know,
say?
already
did you
know.
pay him? Did
Yeah.
you pay this
What-
guy?
what are you
My
gonna-
guess is that they had that guy. They either got him or paid him or did whatever
I
to
have
come
to
up
know.
and say
I can't
it.
sleep
Is
at
that
night.
your question?
Yeah,
That's my question.
That's for sure something y'all would do.
You know, it made George feel good, so it is what it is.
Yeah, who
Killing me.
cares?
I need an answer.
It happened. It made you feel good. It doesn't matter. First of all, I didn't pay anybody.
Yeah, but you could ask.
No, who knows? I
Did
think
Eddie pay?
the guy
I definitely did
Eddie
not pay
did.
anybody.
We know Eddie.
The
didn't
guy
pay.
was a
No, with
Yeah,
Bobby's money.
exactly.
That's how Bobby would get us. I didn't pay, but Eddie maybe did
That's
with
messed
his
up,
money.
George.
The guy was a George Birge fan.
Man,
He didn't he say he went
even
to
if
one
you're
of your
lying
shows?
to me, that fires me up. Thank you.
I will say the guy is a George Birge fan for sure. So he didn't invent the, hey, are you George Birge?
But like, did you
It doesn't matter what
approach him,
happened.
and then did you have to say, she only dances the cowboy songs? And
No.
then
He's like, I don't
"Oh,
know that one,
that
but maybe
guy."
the second one.
No. What? Okay, can I be honest about the whole
That's
thing?
what we're asking.
Okay. What happened was we got down and people went to the bathroom, because we had been walking around Wrigley Field and stuff. And so a guy said, hey, Bobby Bones. And I said, what up? And he said, hey, big fan. And I said, when we sit down, there's going to be an artist with us. If you know who it is, you should go and say hi. I didn't tell him who you were. And then he then saw him.
Googled.
And who knows? Probably not.
Googled him.
But he came up and he actually went to one of his shows.
Oh, well, then there you go.
So I think that counts. But
Absolutely.
Yes. That
He
counts.
just needed a little prodding. But that's why you're a great friend also.
He
Yes.
said hi to me, and then I said, oh, you think this is something. Wait to see who sits down with us. I didn't say who. And then he saw George, had gone to a show, went and said hi to George, knew George, had nothing to do with that. If we had sat down and he hadn't known George, he may have gone to Eddie and been like, hey, are you Placido Flamingo? Whatever. Whatever. So no, I don't take, he knew who you were.
Y'all are the best.
For sure.
Thank
But
you.
we
that
did.
was very
when
fun.
George said that, we would not stop. We were like, dude, you better be careful.
Once a
Everybody
day.
around here is recognizing you. You can't go anywhere.
They were my private security for the rest of the trip.
All right, you guys go to George's shows, and good luck with this next song. Regardless, it's a monster jam, and we can't wait for the Luke Bryan and George Birge Ride, Ride, Ride. As soon as we get it, we'll play it. Deal?
You're the best.
All right, there he is, the great country superstar.
Recognized once a day.
Recognized once a day. George Birge, everybody.
Yeah.
It's a Bobby Bones show.